Greetings and welcome back to SmartWatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. And I can't tell you how frustrating it is to have access to a prototype of an amazing, incredible device and not be able to share it with you guys. It's been that way for a couple of months now, and finally, in these boxes are the production versions of this. Yes, the CV16, also called the V16, as offered to us from Gearbest. This is their official listing of it. Check the show notes for a discount price on that. And they have sent out these 2 units to look at. They have different bands on them. By the way, my prototype has a different band, and this is not available. I put my own silver band on this one because I use this all the time, folks. You're getting close to a daily driver here. When I have nothing else I want to grab and take, I grab this one because it's so fun. I'll show it to you in just a minute after we move on and show you the specifications. So Gearbest, that's our sponsor for this one. The V16 or CV16, it's a 1.2-inch color IPS smartwatch, but you were looking at the black and white LCD screen. It's got the dual screen technology similar to the Ticwatch Pro. If you haven't seen that one yet, you will in just a moment. It's got a breathing lamp in it. What the heck is that? And I didn't really realize it till I hooked it up to a charger. But down at the very bottom where the little circle is that you use to, sorry about the reflections, it literally is like a mirror. I'll tell you, it's amazing. You touch that activates the actual IPS screen. Well, that little dot itself can glow red or blue, and it's a breathing light. It pulses. And it's how you get notifications. You'll actually see that thing turn on. I didn't get it all tethered, so I wasn't able to see that. But when I plugged the charger on, I could see it red when it needed charging, turning blue when it was fully charged. Wow. Very, very cool. That's what's meant by the breathing light. It has call reminder push, SMS reminder push, and it turns on that breathing light, WeChat, QQ reminder, all that. You have motion record, meaning your basic pedometer, step counting, mileage track, map, if you're tied to the Tethering App. No GPS in this one, at this small of a little device. It does sleep monitoring, sedentary reminders if you want, counts calories. The low battery alert flashes the light for you. Raise your hand against a bright screen. That will light up the actual screen if you want to see it that way. And fast charging, ultra low power consumption, which is very true. This has gone days before I end up having to charge it. And I don't really have to, I just do. Heart rate, blood pressure, vibration built into the watch. You have the remote photos you can use it for, triggering your phone to take a picture, control the music on your phone. It's got intelligent alarms, even a weather forecast built into it. So here's the overall specs. Little bit of RAM, little bit of ROM. It's waterproof, they claim. A 3 atmosphere IP rating, which means you definitely should be able to get this thing wet. And just don't put it in hot water. Don't shower with it in a hot shower. But otherwise, water should be fine on it. Yeah, all the different functions are listed here. 110 milliamp hour battery. About an hour to charge, and standby easy 15 days, especially if most of the time it's defaulting to the liquid crystal screen. If all you do is twist it to light it up and touch the button every now and then to check stuff, and then let it return back to its standard default time screen, it'll just last forever. It really feels like it does. Dial and band, it's a square, nice little square thing. There's your sizes, compatibilities, and overall dimensions and weight in here. Let's unbox them and show you brand spanking new, shall we? Let's begin with this one. Its color is graphite black. I had them send me graphite and regular black because I wanted to show you both of those. There are other colors available. Here it is. Oh, this is exciting. It's in a nice little packaging that's holding it all in place. Wow, okay. Here's the charging dongle for it. Little bit awkward, but it does the job. I would prefer the magnetic coupled kind, but It's what we've got, but it's okay. It works. Here we go. This is the different band. It's a graphite kind of black with yellow khaki sides. The watch itself is black as contrast to the one that I'm wearing right now. We press the button. Yeah, I'm going to need to charge it. Okay. Looks like we have a cover over the heart rate area. You want to remove that little plastic cover so you'll be able to get good readings, right? Always check for that. That's usually there. The 2-pin connector, which, like I said, is a bit awkward, but it works. You got to line up the 2 really long pins, squeeze it open, drop it in there. It clamps on the screen right here, and this happens to lie right above the button. So when you charge it, this button's going to be lighting up as it's charging, and you'll be able to see that, as long as you have it, of course, in this position and not upside down. Smiley face. Okay, that's the charger, the watch, and in the box we then have the manual. And let's find the beginning of this thing. Here, this is the English side. Okay, you can see that you've got basically one button at the bottom to activate the whole thing, and it's through pressing and holding that you run the whole watch. You're not swiping. In fact, the screen itself is non-sensitive. So if you're in water or anything, it's not going to flip out on you because it's not used for navigation. But the one button gets you around pretty well. Here's some of the screens that you'll see. Here's more of the information on it. And the Tethering App and the QR code there, it's kind of hard to see, but it's DaFit. And we've reviewed DaFit before. It works pretty good. We've got more information here. Okay, how you set it up for tethering with Bluetooth. More descriptions. Again, if I miss any of the stuff in the overall review, you can usually come back here and catch it in the little review of the manual. That's why we try to pop this up on the screen, every page of it for you. All right, out of here. Let's take a quick look at the other one. This is a different color. This is the actual black, as opposed to the graphite black. Again, it's really in here tight. I gotta get the edges to come up straight. There we go. We got the charger and the manual like before. And in terms of its look, come on out of here. Aha, this is your TPU kind of a band. So we've got that nice rubberized fitness band, lots of holes, lots and lots of holes. Should fit anybody's arm. And this one is like the other one, a black body on it. Okay, there is a version that's the khaki band, which is like this color all the way across, which is actually what this one came with before I took off the band and replaced it with my own. And then that's the body of the watch that it comes with. So they're identical, just a different style of band on them. I'll take that thing off too. I'm going to charge them up and we'll give it a review for you. Okay, I've plugged this one into a charger right now so you could get a feel for what that little breathing light looks like down there. See, it's still glowing red because it's charging. And when it's disconnected, then the light goes out. And it's coming back to its basic time. So I'm going to do the review with this one mainly because I've got some data on it to show you. We'll walk through that right now, and then we'll play around a little bit more. By the way, these are the original khaki bands that came with this one before I put the metal one in, and they're very, very similar to the graphite black one. You see how it's laid out. So it's basically the same kind of band as that. However, I did notice that on the TPU band, if you buy it with this style, it has the quick connect, disconnect, whereas this style, which also has a rubberized backing on it, but a what would you call that material? The khaki feel material, cloth, I guess. Doesn't have quick disconnect, but you got to use the little tool to pop it out, which is easy enough to do. But a lot of different varieties of what you can buy, and this band comes with a lighter colored body, so you can choose that if you'd like to. Let's begin. On the original screen, when it's in the LCD mode, you have the date, the time, and your basic step count that keeps increasing live as you're using it. And it's also doing real-time heart rate analysis as well in the background. When you tap the button at the bottom, and it's the only active spot, you come into one of a few different watch faces. This happens to be the one that matches the digital LCD one, and I kind of like that. It's pretty easy to go back and forth between the two. As you can see now, you're getting your date, day of the week, and some information down here on heart rate, step count, and so forth. When you press it a second time now, you're getting into your actual step count against a chart that's showing you your daily goal. So you get a barcode of your daily goal, and you can just quickly glance to see how you're doing against it, which I'm not doing well because I just started. But there's your basic information with a little animated graphic on it. And you go to the next one, you get last night's sleep time. There's your total, and it's broken down by light sleep and deep sleep, again with a bar chart showing you how much you're ideally going to get for the night. Then you come over here and you're getting your heart rate, and so you need to connect in with the system, wait a little while for it. And if you notice, it's you have to long press to activate it, otherwise it shows you your last one. Let's give that a try to get it started. Press and long press. Now it's reading it. The EKG chart at the top is not real. That's just a simulated animation. You get a little heart down here, loading, BPM, and then the double dash switches to a nice large digit display of your current heart rate. And it's just changing as it normalizes to what your heart rate is. It beeps, and it flips the numbers, and it shows you. And then that's the number that's going to be there the next time you come around to that position. So you can keep track of the heart rate in case you weren't looking at the watch when it finished and flipped back to the main time. That's really, really good. Some of these, it goes blank again, and unless you're watching it while it's happening, you don't see it. Here's another one now. We're in a sports fitness area. You see the little icon in the corner there. Long press to go into training. I did one 12 minutes long. Walking, we can see what the others are. We have walking, running, cycling, and all of these now are not using GPS. They're just basically using your step counter internally against time, against a formula for how many calories you should burn in all of those different sports. But you get a nice graphic representation of your last workout. Now here, if you press long press on the button again, you'll go into any of your pending messages that have been pushed to you from your phone. That's your message reading area. Then the next one is long press to get your blood pressure. And you got to do it when it's on the right screen. Got my finger on it. Again, the results, especially when I'm doing it this way, talking with it against my finger and moving, probably not going to be accurate. It may not even actually catch it. Sometimes they just say it's error. But nonetheless, if you have it on your arm and you're doing everything right, you still don't trust the reading you get unless you actually verify it against your own blood pressure readings that you know what it should be, especially if you've just taken one using a cuff or something like that. It's for entertainment purposes only. It's backwards. It's showing you the small number over the big number. It really should be the other way around. We normally read it that way. And again, it's going to stay on the screen when you come back to it. And that's your latest blood pressure reading. All these things can get transferred to the Fit Tethering app as well. The next one is blood oxygen. Press and hold on that one. And again, shouldn't take as long. It's giving you funny little graphic animation at the top, an icon down here, and comes back with your blood oxygen, which should be probably between, 96 and 100. And there it is again. Here's the image of a camera. So when you have the app in the selfie mode or the camera mode, and you're on that screen, you can use the button to take a picture. There's your music player that you can use to control the music playing on your phone, and a toolkit that when you long press gets you into where you switch styles. And these are the different watch faces. There's a stopwatch built in. You can turn mute, which is the vibration, on or off. And you could reset the whole thing or power it down and change the brightness. And this is the DeFit QR code for scanning to download the app, but of course you can get it just by clicking in the show notes down below. And it takes us back to the toolkit, and one more press, and boom, I'm back to a different watch face as I switch styles on us there. That's an analog one that you can use instead of the digital. And you got a couple of more in here as well. So that's pretty much how this whole thing works. Very nice. It gives you a quick readout of whatever category you want in color, and then flips back into the very low power LCD screen. So one last little fun goodie to leave you with. I mentioned that there were a couple of different watch faces in there. You saw 2 of them. Here's the third one. And this is a custom one. I went out and found a nice image of a Hawaii license plate says Wisdom, and was able to create my own background with my own drop-in information. You have control over those 3 different areas. Well, the time, and then you can change what you want on the top and the bottom one. So you have one more watch face in this one that lets you totally customize it like that. So how does this one, the CV16 or V16, compare overall with the Ticwatch Pro? I mentioned we'd show it to you. Well, here we go. Doggone it, it's really hard to show you with the bright reflections and everything in here. So I'll try to use a flashlight and represent the sun. So here is the LCD screen. You've got your basic time, date, and step count, just like we have on this one in the normal mode. And then when you wake it up, this will come back into its bright screen too. I'm going to switch this back to the matching screen. There, that's more similar for comparison. You notice this went into an ambient mode. That's an option you have with Wear OS and the watch faces that you have available. You can either set it up to go into ambient mode like that, or you can activate the LCD screen or set it up so it would always go into the LCD screen. But basically, you're looking at the same technology in this high-end Ticwatch Pro smartwatch that you're finding in this fun, tiny little rectangular square fitness band. Really a sweet thing. I'm totally enjoying it. I so like having the ability to really just check the time, check my step count outside with this. Okay, I know I didn't talk about it, and the whole review's almost over. Sure, what's the button over there, huh? Yeah, it's got a little button on it. That's the eject button. Have you got your seatbelt on? No, seriously, it toggles. It brings us back and forth. So you don't have to sit and wait for the timeout. You can go right in, right out. So if it's daylight or dark and you want to see the other screen because it's easier to see in that mode, just tap the button on the side. Otherwise, wake it up and go through all of your stuff on this one. Press the button, you're back home. Sweet little thing! Here it is, all charged up. The light goes blue, and you got yourself a nice LCD screen. And again, if you touch the button, you're going into all the different modes as well. All right, where can you get this? Of course, you can get it from Gearbest. Right now, it's available as the V16. And check the show notes. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we'll have a coupon discount for you on this one. It's a great partner pair watch to have with your fancy Ticwatch Pro 4G LTE super watch. If you got a kid in the house, what a fun gift to give them, a matching watch with daddy, right? The same kind of a display. I'm very impressed at this, and this is the only other one I've seen on the market really that has this dual screen capability and is a good bright backlit color screen when you're in the active mode, and super long, at least 15-day battery life. Okay, you know what you've been doing. You've been watching Smartwatch Ticks, and we are on the web at smartwatchticks.com. We do appreciate your subscription here. We really, really do. We just kicked over 100,000 of you watch enthusiasts out there. Should I say watch collectors out there, right? Thank you so much for being part of the game and having fun with us. And we will see you again soon.